gotta crawl up into that kingdom, into that good news. Into that good news. I gotta crawl up into that kingdom, into that good news. Into that good news. I'm gonna lay down this sword, gonna shoulder up on my cross, gonna take it home to my Jesus. Into that good news. Good news. I gotta walk up into that kingdom, into that good news. Into that good news.
Good morning, Louisville. Good morning. This is McDaniel Bluitt. I'm the director and founder for the West Louisville Boys and Girls Choir. And yes, our podcast, we've been at this for about 3 months now. And I hope you'll check on the website or go to Facebook and look us up. In the meanwhile, I'm here with some very, very special guests. Former Boys Choir member. Oh yes, yeah. We've been around a while. He's not 9 and 10 years old anymore. He is fully grown man making grown men decisions. And before I go to Mr. Jamon, having him to tell you about some of the challenges he's had and some of the great accomplishments he's made, I do want to let you know that our summer music camp, we do this once a year. It'll start June the 6th, and it'll go down to June 24th from 9 a.m. in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. Lunches will be served. Special guest artists will be coming through the doors. And by all means, our Louisville Police Department is going to be paying us a visit. And I don't want you to miss anybody to miss that, because you're all welcome. Because our camp this summer will be held at the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage, right at 1701 Muhammad Ali Boulevard. In other words, 18th and Muhammad Ali. You can find it. And I'll be there, of course. Certainly want you to come by, bring your children, especially those of you that have school-age children. And we know school is out now, and you're trying to find a real solid, constructive program to put your children in, a place where they'll feel loved and cared for. I want you to bring them to the West Louisville Performing Arts Academy, and we'll take good care of them. Now, as you may not know, the West Louisville Performing Arts Academy is the only vocal music camp in the city of Louisville. Yes, there are a lot of great camps going on, and they're doing great things too, but nobody else is doing vocal music, not like we do it. So, Jamon is with us today, and I'm going to call him Mr. Brown is with us today, and all the way from the NFL to come see us at Louisville. We don't have enough L's if I was the acronym. But I'm glad he's here, and he's made a big impact on Louisville and left some great footprints around the country and the places where he's met people, helped people to do things a little bit better. And that's what he's going to do with us here in Louisville. Right, Jamon?
Yes, sir.
All righty.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Excuse me.
First off, I always like to thank, Brother Bluitt for having me. Since I was, I believe, 9 years old, and we met.
That's right.
You've been a role model. You've been somebody I've tried to incorporate some of your characteristics into my own life. So when you say traveling through the NFL, meeting a lot of people, trying to create positive impact on people, a lot of that, I got to give credit to you, comes from you, comes from the program. And just everything that you taught me was fundamental and foundational for where I am today. And so
very good.
I'm excited to be back.
Glad you're back.
To be here.
Yes.
On the podcast, just to see the choir growing, and getting into new spaces and always just progressing. You know things like this happen, but to see it, to be a part of it, right. It makes the feeling that much more.
And likewise, we'd love to hear the response coming from a former choir member who's now an alumni.
Yeah.
And to have Jamon come and share with us just a few words is wonderful. Tell me something, Jamon.
Yes, sir. Talk to me.
Being in the NFL, that places you in a state of iconic representation, right?
It does.
Yeah, because we've seen you on TV for years, and seeing you wear that uniform out there. Those that don't follow football closely, they may not know what that means, but I know what it means. Because Jamon Brown is very much an icon, and a guy that would be really, I guess you could say, a resource for Louisville in a ways that we don't really have very many doing that. And I'm saying that to say that to be in the NFL, everybody doesn't go there.
Right.
I understand a large number of youngsters go out to be on there. But tell us a little bit how that's pretty rigid competition, I would say. Yes, it is.
It's definitely, a tough profession to get in. And just to be honest, I just got into football really because, I love the camaraderie.
Right.
I loved, being able to get in a large group and have one common goal. And it wasn't really until my talent had took me to places that I didn't really think about prior. The choir was the first thing that sparked the college interest, right? Because of the unique partnership with the University of
Louisville,
and being able to receive a scholarship, going through the program after meeting requirements. That was what sparked it. Of course, football took me to a different space, but just thinking about the journey there and how rough it was. You serve a lot of kids from my background, right? And
neighborhoods, right?
One thing that about coming up in our neighborhoods and with backgrounds like ours is the struggle.
The struggle is
right?
real.
The struggle to find things that is constructive that can help you better yourself and help you eliminate distractions. And so football, thank God that he gave me a little bit of size, right? But also he gave me a little bit of talent, and he gave me the right people to be all the way honest. He gave me the village, like my brother Bluitt, like my coaches that was on me, making sure that I knew, right from wrong, making sure I knew what I was doing and how it correlates to real life, right? Although we were singing, or although I was playing football, there was life lessons that we was taking from the choir, from your direction, and from football. And so,
well, that was one thing that I often wonder when some of the youngsters come through your age and younger, how important it was for them when they actually began to face LIFE.
Right.
Because it's very real out there. And as you mentioned about the neighborhoods were very demanding and very challenging. And thank God there was a community of believers who believed in you and believed in the boy next to you and the girl next to you to make it happen. And we're glad that in Louisville that's still going on. Well, Jamal, having you here is an example of the kind of things that we look forward to. But we'd like to get a little feedback along the way that says we did a few things right when you all were coming up, and we actually poured some things into your building blocks of the foundation that you have that made a difference.
Definitely. I mean,
and then you can't leave you and your mom. She's the jewel of the Nile, for real. We all love Miss June. But I wanted you to know that we were thankful that the choir was able to be there to pour into you.
Right.
Because many of you don't know, but Jamon Brown's a singer. Oh, yes.
Look, go spill the beans.
No, I shouldn't be spilling them, right? I'm not going to spill the beans. But and a fine singer. So when the NFL began to describe the features that make their players outstanding, you want to know that he is a singer.
Singing is one of them.
That's just one of them. Yeah, that's right. And can't think of anything that could have been a better combination. I don't know if you were with me the year, Jamon, but we had a football crew that were in the choir years back when we were at Christ the King Catholic Church. I came into rehearsal one day and I had to look and make sure I was in the right room. They had football togs all around the walls because they said, Mr. Bluitt, we want to have to leave a little bit early so we can get over to Flag J for their practice. And I said, this is a good thing.
Yeah. Well, we always, appreciated you for, allowing us not only to be in the choir and be here, but respecting, that we were in other spaces, and you made sure that we got our time in, our practice in.
Yes.
Anybody that's come through the choir will tell you, those was the funnest times.
Best times of all.
The best times.
Yeah.
Best times.
So today I'm giving my kudos out to Jamon Brown and his mom and family members, and I'm sure all the coaches out there would do likewise. That we're glad for you, and we're glad to have you back in Louisville.
I'm glad to be back. I'm excited on some of the things I think we're trying to come together on. Like you mentioned a little while ago, it's great to be in an alumni role, right?
Yes,
and be in a
is.
position to not only come back, but try to build something for the future generations and for the future of the choir. And so as we start to really bring that together, I want to come back on and really lay out the details and us kind of talk through what we're doing and why we're trying to do it.
Now you're getting me excited, and the podcast is almost over.
Well, you gotta leave them wanting something.
There you go.
You gotta leave them wanting something.
Amen. Very good. Hope Louisville, hope you didn't miss this segment. And I want you to know that Jamon Brown is in Louisville. This is home, HOME.
Yes.
And you that live here, you're going to get to meet him if you haven't met him since he's been back. And I want you to come. If you have to meet him by coming to the choir summer camp, you just come on to the summer
June
camp.
6th. Come on.
Well, we'll have him up here with us a few days anyway. And I think really your children would enjoy coming here to be a part of the Summer Music Institute. And we've adopted a theme since you've been gone. I want to tell you this before we leave. The theme is, because we do music, yes, but we do more than music. Because we sing, yes, and we play instruments, but we do more than sing, more than just play instruments. We are trying to make sure that everybody understands that it's more than just music.
Right.
It's with the summer camp, you're going to find out you're going to have professional people from the Gaines Foundation, professional people from the PNC Foundation. They'll be coming in to look in and see how we do what we do. We'll have Mr. Jamon Brown come in and talk about professional life after high school and how you have countless numbers of opportunities if you just listen to the directions of those that have been there. They can make it. They'll prepare you for it.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And so it's more than just music. That's what we're going to leave with you today when we leave on this podcast. And by all means, you have any questions, look at the bottom of your screen and you'll see the website where you can, or the phone numbers, how you can reach me or reach the Academy. West Louisville Performing Arts Academy. It's more than just music. Thank you.
I gotta crawl up into that kingdom, into that good news. Into that good news. I gotta crawl up into that kingdom, into that good news. Into that good news. I'm gonna lay down this sword, gonna shoulder up on my